Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So today's video is on taking care of yourself, resting, because we tend to be helpers first, and then we tend to help ourselves. What I'm gonna talk to you about is how you can actually do both, right? Because you can. There's going to be a balance. There'll be a time where you may say, and I apologize, I have allergies today. You can tell. Actually, you know what's interesting is that your body can tell you different things, and you can figure out when I have allergies, when I'm about to get sick, or when I'm sick. One of my eyes gets smaller than the other one. So you can tell that this one's a little bit smaller, and it's because the body's actually giving you clues that you're sick, or you need to do something, or you need to stop doing something. Your body's very intuitive, and you have to listen to it because it also tells you to rest. I was going to go walking for about 6 miles. Actually, 3 miles. Sorry, that wasn't the big walk. But I ended up sleeping for about 2 hours, which is great, right? I feel great. I feel rested. I feel like I can do stuff. And then I stepped out, and then I got stuffy because of allergies. But it is what it is. It is that time, right? I enjoy flowers. I enjoy different things. I'm just getting used to my allergies. So I did take my shake. Remember, my turmeric and black pepper shake. I used a blender that my brother gave me. I drank it, and it's helping. It is helping. And I love the fact that it's a turmeric powder. Remember, I said this in another video. Turmeric powder actually helps with inflammation. It helps with allergies to a certain extent. And so it's great. That's why I drink one turmeric and black pepper shake in the morning, and turmeric and black pepper shake in the evening. It's great. I mean, there should be something that we can consistently take, right? When we need to feel refreshed, when we need to feel like we need to make sure that we're resting our body, not just outside, but inside. And so, well, that was a long introduction. Subscribe to my YouTube video, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new video that comes on board in my channel. We're up to 184 videos, the longer ones. And again, I keep on going short, long, medium. And so those are great because we're able to look at topics short, medium, long. And I'm trying to do them not too long because I tend to speak a lot. I tend to talk. I love it. When I get excited about a topic like this topic, I get excited. And so I start talking, and I don't realize how long. I just want to give you facts. One of my professors from Sacramento State, when I was studying counseling, she said for us as we were studying counseling is be careful that you don't hit people with a fire hose. What it means is be careful that you don't provide too much information that it's going to overwhelm whoever's in front of you. So I try not to hit you with a fire hose. Not literally, but with a lot of information. And so that's why I do so many different videos. That's what I've been doing, one video per day. You know that was one of my short-term goals from when I started doing and really focusing on this YouTube channel, because I want to make sure that I needed to get consistent. Remember that pebble, right? That you rolled down the snowy mountain? Well, that snowy mountain, the top has already been rolled on. My pebble is actually getting bigger and bigger and bigger as the snow compacts it, and I'm just about to get to the point where it doesn't stop. And I'm not saying that it's not it doesn't have momentum. All I'm saying is that the compounding the compounding effect is working really well. One, right? Over 183 videos. Two, over 200 shorts. Three, 109 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. Those of you that don't subscribe, thank you for the views, because you have increased the number of views per month and views per day and views per video like never before. I mean, again, 5 months ago, I had 2 followers and then 4 followers, and I had some videos, but I wasn't having much traffic in my channel. But now that all of you are becoming accustomed to the way that I present, you're becoming accustomed to the topics that I do, you're becoming accustomed and want to hear these topics and also my stories. So that way, the traffic is starting to increase. The number of videos being watched are actually expanding. The number of times a video is being watched is it's expanding. And I'm not saying that it's astronomical, but I am happy because at least people are watching. And I'm hoping that you're using what you're listening to or what you're watching, because you can do 2 things with this video. You can either watch it and see my animation, right? See my support, my signs for support system, my village, right? The here and now, in the present, all of those things, adapting. Or you can just put it and you can listen to it while you're doing chores, while you're cleaning the house, while you're working on something. And so I'm hoping that these videos help, and I'm hoping that you get the different topics that I'm giving you, because it may be small, the topics, but they make a big impact in your mind-body balance. I smile every time I do that. Mind-body balance. And you want that because you want your mind to be sharp. You want your body to be healthy, and you want them to interact. It's a two-way street, remember, between your mind and your body. Last video, I talked about memories, and I talked about how they connect using mnemonics, right? Remember, mnemonics are kind of like memory tags that you connect to the memory so you can bring them out. It's kind of like when you're learning the multiplication tables. And I know some people just don't like math, but you still have to go to school. You still have to go through the math classes and use the multiplication tables. There's mnemonics that they show you how to do that, right? There's different things. There's different memory tags that you can connect. But the main thing that I tell my students in my special education class is repetition builds momentum. Repetition builds that strength. Repetition builds that muscle memory. That muscle memory is very specific and very, very malleable. What I mean by malleable is it's a psychology term. It just means that even though you're remembering this, it's actually adapting to other pieces, to other memories in your mind. It's like you're getting, by doing a lot of different things that I talked about in different videos, you're upgrading you're upgrading your processing speed. You're upgrading the way that your mind works. As you practice and practice and practice, then you have to rest as well. And that is what I wanted to talk to you about. You have to rest. I wasn't the one. I'm like a stubborn bull. I just keep on going and try to get things done. But sometimes I have to tell myself no, because if I keep on going, then I'm going to be super tired. Then I'm not going to be able to do anything for the rest of the day or for the rest of the evening. So I have to rest, and I have to make sure that I'm following through with it. I'm a helper, and I don't know if you've noticed in the videos that I do. Again, I'm trying to help you all, and I want to be part of your, and I am part of your support system, and I want to be able to help you with the questions that you have, with the things that you have, with the topics that you have. I want to be able to help you. At the same time, right? I wanna make sure that as you're working on your goals, you're not being in the past and not being in the future, right? Being in the here and now, because that's the best time for you to make decisions. Here and now. I wanna make sure that you're resting, because I can bet you that most, if not all of you, are watching these videos because you want to make sure that you learn something. I think you want to make sure that you want to listen to stories that tell you how I have been able to deal with different things, and I'm telling you how I've done them, and I'm telling you, it's sometimes when we try to help people, when we try to help things, when we try to help at work or at home or at different environments, it can get pretty hard on our bodies. So we have to rest. We have to make sure that we rest, because as helpers, if we don't help ourselves, then we're not going to be able to help anybody, because we're always going to be tired. You have to give that balance. You have to rest. I learned it the hard way, because I learned when I was working full time and I was working 60 hours per week. I mean, I would come home and I would fall asleep right away on the couch. I mean, I was literally sitting on the couch, asleep. I would eat sometimes, but most of the times I would just sit, and my head would just lean back and I would fall asleep. And so you have to realize that there has to be a balance, right? There's always a balance. A lot of times there's extremes. There's non-balance, and then there's balance, but there's also a neutral way. Remember, it doesn't have to be like super positive or super negative. It can also be neutral, because neutral is the neutral zone, and that's where a lot of things happen for you. That's the optimal zone that a lot of people don't take advantage of. So, I mean, when you're resting, you're taking care of yourself. When you're resting, you're investing. You're actually putting some of that energy, so that way you'll be able to use it later on to help others. Because believe me, I know, you're helpers. I get it. That's one of the reasons why a lot of you watch these videos, because you're helpers and you want to help. You want to help yourself and you want to help others. And so I make these videos specifically so that way you can help yourself and then help others. So the number one person to help is you first, because that way you can help others. It's kind of like when you're riding a plane and they go over the rules and they go over all the stuff before the plane takes off, and they say, if the oxygen masks fall, put the oxygen mask first on you and then help others in your row, or help a child, or help somebody that needs help. It's because, right, if we don't put the mask on because we're trying to help, at some point, we're the ones who are going to need the help. And you got to understand, we're the ones that are going to need the help. And then what? Who's going to help us? Then somebody has to do what we wanted to do originally, which is help others. Rest. Get your mind off by doing something that you like doing. I like to listen to music. I actually been listening to not only Spanish music, but I've been listening to rancheras, which is like country music in Spanish. I've been listening to country music. I mean, if y'all don't realize how my taste of music. This week, just so that you know, this week I've listened to Blake Shelton. I've listened to Luis Miguel. I've listened to Mana. I've listened to Ray Ruiz. I have listened to, who else have I listened to? I've listened to I've listened to I forgot his name. He's the one who sings Sweet Caroline. It'll come up to me. But anyways, he's a very I love that song. Neil Diamond. I've listened to Def Leppard. I've listened to instrumental music when I'm doing my homework. Again, right? I'm trying to rest my mind so that it can be at least stressed. Remember, our minds don't sleep. Our minds go on 24/7. But there's a way for you to rest, to really rest your mind. And that's to do something that it doesn't have to process a lot. Deep breathing exercises is really good for resting your mind and body. Right? Remember, I've done that. So you breathe in, you hold it for 5 seconds, and then you let it out. I'm already very, your body's like, holy crap, we're resting. What do we do? It's kind of interesting because your body reacts really, really extreme when you do like breathing exercise or you meditate or you just sit and not do anything, right? Sit in silence for some time. You know, it's amazing that our body does a lot of things if we treat it right. One of the things that I like about camping, which I haven't done in a long time, and is when you go back out in nature and you turn off, at least for one night, you turn off all of your electronic equipment. What it does is based on the moon, based on the stars, based on your surroundings, your internal clock gets reset. It just gets reset, which is good. That's a good thing. It gets reset. So if you have the opportunity to go camping, at least for a certain amount of time or the entire evening, go without technology. I mean, I'm not saying go without like flashlights or stuff like that because you need to have, right? But at some point, turn off the lights and let the stars and let the moon and darkness all around you. Let it reset your internal clock. Believe me, you're gonna feel a lot of difference when you wake up in the morning. It's gonna be different, and I want you to respond and say, yeah, this is what Carlos was talking about. It feels different. It feels like you're in an electric car and you were just charged for 8 hours. That's how it feels like. That's how I can tell you visually how I see it. So, again, rest. Find different things to rest. I play games. I mean, I don't think that much when I'm playing games. I listen to music, I meditate, I do slow breathing, I do breathing exercises. I try to sleep as much as I can. I'm not really good about that. That's one of the things that I'm working on. Believe me, everybody has something to work on. But I want you to really rest, because the more you rest, the more you'll be able to help others. And I know that you're watching these videos because you want to help others, including yourself. So rest. And it's simple thing to say. I can be here and do a 1 hour video on resting. I can say it over and over and over again, but you need to go try it. You need to go do it. You help so many people, and I'm proud of you. And you need to help yourself so that way you can help as many people as you want to. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Backout Basics 9985. Hit the notification button for new videos coming on my YouTube channel. We're up to 184. Yeah, that's great. Like this video, remember, rest. That's all. Rest. So that you can help others. Till next time. Actually, if you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section. Connect with me on Facebook at Carlos Flores Jr. Connect with me on Instagram at Back on Basics. Connect with me on X. I love that. At Carlos AFJR. Till next time, Back on Basics.